The revenge of the pro-EU establishment has already started. The idea is, in my opinion, is to erase Brexiteers first and then reverse Brexit. And this is also revenge for the 2019 general election. When we got rid of all the EU Ramona MPs, now we are having a lot of Brexiteers being pushed out or being completely cancelled. This is actually about the clash between Rishi Sunak and Zach Goldsmith, who resigned, which had nothing to do with Brexit directly, but it's about how the whole establishment is treating these problems. So first things first, Rishi Sunak has now demanded people like Zach Goldsmith to apologise to Harriet Harman and Harman's committee, the Privileges Committee, because they called him a kangaroo court. So the Prime Minister is now doing the bidding for the Labour Ramonas like Harriet Harman, who brought down Boris Johnson, and because they saw Boris Johnson as a right-wing Brexiteer, which is kind of funny, considering Boris is a Green Liberal. He's still a Brexiteer, but this is the Brexit deal we've got. It's from Boris Johnson, which is But the idea is that Zach Goldsmith resigned yesterday, and in his letter, he was very direct against Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, on other issues. So he said, before you took office, you assured party members via me that you would continue implementing the action plan, including the Kept Animals Bill and measures like ending the live export of animals for slaughter, banning keeping primates as pets, preventing the import of shark fins, and hunting trophies for vulnerable species, from vulnerable species. So it was about animal rights. And then he actually said, Prime Minister, having been able to get so much done previously, I have struggled even to hold the line in recent months. The problem is not that the government is hostile to the environment, it is that you, our Prime Minister, are simply uninterested. Thus, that signal, or lack of it, has trickled down through Whitehall and caused a kind of paralysis. So it started from there. Then you had Rishi Sunak responding to him, went a little bit more direct as well. First he said, thank you for your letter. I accept your resignation. And then said, you were asked to apologise for your comments about the Privileges Committee, as we felt they were incompatible with your position as a Minister of the Crown. You have decided to take a different course. So it became a clash about him being a minister at the time, but he's in the House of Lords anyway. So that started. But then it's not really just about Zach Goldsmith. It's not really just about, because this is also a different issue. But considering that Downing Street also came and defended the Privileges Committee and the report and refused to call it a kangaroo court, and they're not doing anything about the fact that Harriet Harman and her team are now hunting down Brexiteers and pro-Boris MPs because they call them a kangaroo court. This is part of the problem. Everybody's being pushed out, and people like Rishi Sunak, as Prime Minister in Number 10 Downing Street, are facilitating this. Zach Goldsmith also came back and said, I firmly believe our parliamentary democracy can only be strengthened by robust exchange and scrutiny, and parliamentarians should of course be free to be critical of its reports and proceedings. He also said, in the scheme of things, neither my comment about the committee nor Number 10's requests are of consequence. However, the substance of my letter to the Prime Minister absolutely are. So, as I said, his battle was something else, but he also became the victim of attacking the kangaroo court, just like Nadine Dorries, just like Jacob Rees-Mogg, just like Boris Johnson, and many, many others, and they all happen to be Brexiteers. So now they're not perfect Brexiteers, including Boris, because of the mess of a Brexit deal, but that's not really the point. From the perspective of the EU Ramonas, these people are dangerous. These people are the proper Brexiteers, and we have to bring them down. We also have to cancel Nigel Farage's bank accounts, but we also have to basically shut down everybody else on free speech, and then we could have a conversation about rejoining the European Union. That's the next step, isn't it, at this point? It's bad. And considering this Prime Minister is claiming to be a Brexiteer, why is he not doing anything about it? Why is he betraying the country, not just over the border crisis, but also the Northern Ireland Protocol and the Windsor Framework, not making any reforms when it comes to Brexit Britain? What happened to all the reforms about not just the trade deals, but internal issues in these countries with domestic policies. None of that is happening because the establishment are not interested in Brexit Britain. Now, Boris Johnson also attacked the establishment on the decision to block the Rwanda plan in the courts, and he's essentially implied that the government, as in Rishi Sunak, must continue to try to protect the borders and continue to go ahead with the Rwanda plan instead of surrendering to the establishment. He wrote an article in his new column for the Mail.
Channel the evil people traffickers who take huge sums of money to bring them across against the law, and why our Rwanda policy is one of the best hopes we still have to stop this vile trade. And a small change in the law, we can beg to get the Rwanda policy back. Get Rwanda done. Read all about it in the Daily Mail, online in just a few hours, and in the paper tomorrow.
So this guy's going around talking about his stuff, and Rishi Sunak is demanding Brexiteers to apologise for calling the Privileges Committee a kangaroo court, which it is. And all of us, in the middle of all this, ordinary people, are sitting here still waiting for a saviour, for some sort of warrior to come and protect Brexit Britain and actually implement it properly. Now you could say, yes, there are options. You got Richard Tice and Reform UK, fine. But where is the appetite? Where is the movement? Yes, they are coming up in the opinion polls. They are now polling at 10%. Great progress. But it's not just about the political party. You need to bring back grassroots movements. You need to fight back inside establishments and outside establishments. And again, using media and new media outlets like this channel. So we have to continue to fight back, because otherwise, when if Keir Starmer becomes Prime Minister, things are going to get much more difficult than it is even now. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.